Hey guys, what is going on? Saurav here, and I'm back with another video finally. And I know I've been away from YouTube for months now, and a lot of you have been asking me, when I'm going to be back. Uh, and here I am. I'm finally back. I have some exciting content ahead. I have a lot of new things planned for the channel, and I hope everything goes well. So thank you for staying tuned, and I hope everyone's staying safe, everyone's doing good, and I hope everyone's ready to learn something new with me. So what we're going to be learning today is basically OCR. OCR stands for Optical Character Recognition, and for those of you who don't know, it's a means of converting an image which contains text into actual text, or in other words, extracting text from an image. So what I mean by that is, suppose I have an image, right? So this is an image of a newspaper clipping or something, and it has some text inside. But obviously, I can't, copy this text or edit it or anything of that sort. So it's just an image. So using OCR or any OCR tool, you can basically extract this text from an image in the actual text format, and that you can later process it or edit it or do whatever you want with it, right? So that is what we are going to be learning today. And this is a small tool which I made. It's deployed on Heroku. And just to demonstrate what I mean, right? Say if I have an image over here. So this is an image which just contains names of people, and that's where you can use something like this. So I'll pass this image in to my tool, and within a few seconds, it should extract that text and send it to me. So now I can actually go ahead and copy this, plug it in somewhere else. I can maybe even connect this to another Python application which sends SMSs to all these people automatically. So yeah, that is what we are going to be doing today, and to do that we will be using Python like usual, and let's get started. So there are a bunch of different ways of performing OCR. When I was in college, as a learning exercise, I made my own custom OCR engine using convolutional neural networks and the MNIST dataset. But if your use case is plain and simple, you just need something which does OCR for you. I would have you rather use something like Tesseract, which is what we are going to be using today. So Tesseract is an out-of-the-box OCR engine, which is open source and it is well maintained, and it is surprisingly very good, and it's very accurate as well, and it supports multiple different languages. That's the best part. Tesseract is not built in Python, or it is not written in Python, but it does have bindings for Python. So you can there's a library called PyTesseract which we will also be installing separately to communicate or to use Tesseract. So first up, depending on whatever OS you're on, you would need to install the Tesseract binary. So if you're on Mac like I am, then you can just do a brew install of Tesseract, and that should get Tesseract installed for you. If not, you can follow this instructions page. I will link this in the descriptions box, and you can download that and install it. So after we have Tesseract installed, we can also install the corresponding Python wrapper, and to do that, you can just do a pip install of PyTesseract, um, and they should go ahead and download PyTesseract for you. And since I already have it installed, it says requirement already satisfied. So once you have PyTesseract installed, you can simply import it. Let me import it as OCR or something. And you can, there's a function called image to string, and this function you can directly use to convert any image into corresponding text, and the parameter which it takes is the path of that image. So for example, if I have the same example, right? So this image I have, so I'll simply just pass in the path to that image, and it should directly give me the extracted text. So this function, image to string, also takes in a NumPy array. So if you're using something like Pillow or OpenCV and you already have an image loaded up in memory as an array or as a NumPy array, you can pass that as well to get it converted to text. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, right? So this library, it has the exact function which you can use directly to perform OCR. But being me, I being me, I wrote a small wrapper over this PyTesseract library, a very small and a simple wrapper, nothing fancy at all, where I have exposed two functions to perform OCR, which is slightly more convenient. So it has one function called a read image, which is plain and simple, like we just saw, right? It simply calls the PyTesseract function. It takes in an image path and it also takes in the language which you want it to be converted to, and it just performs a plain old image to string function call over here. And if it cannot do that, then it returns an exception saying, error, I can't process the file. And the reason, the most probable reason for this error might be that you do not have the Tesseract binary in your environment path. And what I mean by that is, especially for the Windows users out there, when you do install Tesseract, it may not, the binary, right? The binary which you installed may not be in your environment path. So you would either need to add it to your environment path, and you can Google how to do that. It's pretty simple. You can add it to your environment path, and then this should work. Or you can specify the path to the binary directly in using this line of code. Yeah, so you can simply say pytesseract.pytesseract.tesseract command, and then the path, then the path to the executable of Tesseract. So since I already have it in path, I would just comment that out. And so that's the first function. It's the read image function. Pretty simple, nothing fancy at all. And the second function is the more interesting function, which is read images from dir, which basically performs OCR on all the images present in one directory. So this is where it's a more handy function, and it takes in two parameters. It takes three parameters. So one is the directory path, obviously where you have all your images. The second is a language, like we just saw earlier, and the third one is write to file, which I will discuss in a few moments. This function is again nothing very fancy. It just iterates over the directory which you had specified, and it finds all the image files and then calls the read image function, right? The same function which you defined over here. It just calls the read image function on that image, and it converts it and it stores all the outputs into a dictionary. So say if you have 100 images in your directory, it would have, so the return value of this function would be a dictionary which has 100 keys. So it has a key name would be the path to the file or the image file, and the value would be the text, right? The corresponding text, and that would be a return value. If, however, you have write to file path that's true, then it would simply create a new text file in the very same directory with the same name as the image, and it would write the contents of the whatever the conversion text was. It would write that to the text file. So that is again, it's a bit more handy because again, if you have like 100 images in a directory, and it's not very easy to read a dictionary output and then make sense of it unless you're using it in another application or something. If you directly want it to be done, then writing to a file makes more sense, and that's what I've done here. And here we have a small helper function which is write to file, which is again just writes the contents of the file to the file path which we specify. And over here is our main method, which basically just routes the program to wherever, however the user is calling it. So there's a usage string over here, and that's how we are going to be using it. And depending on whatever paths we supply, depending if we give it a image path or if we give it the directory path, it would call the corresponding function and give you the output. So enough of talk, let me directly show you how it's used. So I have the file over here, so it's ocr.py. I can simply say python3 ocr.py, and I can specify the path to an image. So this is the image path which I will convert, and it has directly printed out the contents to the console directly. So that's one. And if I don't want to do that, if I just want an entire directory to be processed, I can also pass in the directory path, and it will give me an output saying that okay, so I've written the text to these files. So if I go over and open this directory, I can see that there are 3 text files which have been created. which have the text inside them. So the files are created with the same name as the image, only the extension is changed, and that's a TXT extension. So yeah, that's pretty much it on how to use PyTesseract. There's a documentations page which I will also link, which is actually this page. It has some nice, easy to use documentation, so you can refer that if you want. And if you want to use my script, this one I have also linked it in the description below, so it's there on my GitHub page. And if you're interested, or if you want to learn how I made this OCR tool web app, you can click on this video thumbnail over here, and you can just watch that to learn, to see how I made it. I made it using Fast API. So if you want to learn what Fast API is and how to make this web app, I highly recommend that you check that video out. It's pretty interesting. And yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because there's a good bunch of good content coming in, and I really want you guys to enjoy. So yeah, thank you for watching.